Hey guys, and welcome back. This is the 7th video in this series, and in this part we are going to create the 2x2 image text grid. And let me remind you, these will be responsive, so which means they will change their shapes according to the size of the screen, and when the size of the screen falls below a specific breakpoint, then they will be aligned in different rows. So anyways, let's start with the coding. Create a section tag, and as always, class wrapper bg-light-pink. And since we are following this alternating background color, that is, one section is having white background and the next section will have a slight light pink background, and so on. So this one is going to have a light pink background. And then let's have the id features-grid. Then get inside and create another div, and this div will be the container for the entire grid. So let's give it a class features-grid-container. Then get inside and let's create another div for title. So this h2 will create the title for this section. Anyways, get outside the div and then let's start with the first row. So create a div and the class d-flex-r, because we are going to have two elements in the same row. The first half will have the image, the second half will have the text. So for that, this class will be used. Then features-grid-row. We will use this class later in the CSS to apply formattings. And let's have the ID first row. In the same way, let's define the second row. Copy this entire div, paste it, then make the changes. Alright. Then let's get inside the first row and start with the first half, that is for the image. So create a div and class features-grid-row-image, because in the features grid, this is the first row and this is for the image. The namings are very intuitive, and let's give it the width of 50% so that the another 50% can be given to the text. Then get inside and define the img tag. Let's revert back to the browser. Alright, we have the image. Now let's define the second half, which is for the text. So create another div, and for this, let's define a class features-grid-row-text, because in the features grid, this is a row and this part is for the text. Then W50 to give it a width of 50%, since the another 50% is with the image. Then get inside and create another div to add some margin around it. Let's say M-3. Alright, then get inside and create a h2 tag This will define the title, and we want the text color to be pink here, so text hyphen pink. And let's have the size of the font as font X2, and then you can write any text that you want. Then get below it and create a div. Then create a p tag. This p tag will be used to define some text, and the color for the text is dark. And also we want the text to be justified in this case. No left alignment or the right alignment, but the justification of the text. And the size of the text to be small also, that is font hyphen XS. Then let me just quickly copy the text from the example page. Alright, then get below it and let's define a button. For a button, we will have a div containing it. Then inside the div, we will create a tag. This is just the way we have created the button previously. So alright, we have the image as well as text on the right. And one more thing to remember here, if you want the text grid to be this way, that is without any margin or padding on the left and the right side, you can have it this way. Or if you want it to create the way I'm going to create, that is adding some space on the left and the right, you can do that as well. Alright, now we need to create the second row, that is for the text and then image. And for that we can copy the entire content of the first row. So starting from the first half for image, the comment that is there, starting from that div to the last ending div of the second half for text, we are going to copy these two parts. You can see the div where they are ending, copy them. The first half for image, second half for text, copy these two blocks and then come inside the second row and paste them. Alright, and the image has to be the second half and the text has to be the first half. So let me just change the name or the source of the image as well as the heading. Alright, let's start with the features grid container. And let's add some width, 80%, so that 20% will be left as margin on the left and the right. And by using margin left and margin right as auto, the container will be aligned in the center. Save it. Alright, so this is what I was talking about. If you like it this way, you can have it this way. But if you want no space or no margin on outside the container, you can have that way also. And also you can see that the same sequence has been followed. That is, first we have the image, then we have the text for both the rows. So for the second row, we are going to use a special flex property to reverse the alignment or to reverse the position of the text and the image. Let's do that. So for that, we will use the features grid row class and the ID second row because this class has been used with the first row as well as the second row, but we want to refer only to the second row to reverse the position of the grid. So for that we will use the ID as well and the flex direction to row reverse. Alright, then let's see in the browser. Alright, everything looks good. So the next thing that I want to do is in the first row, I want the text to be left aligned because the image is on the left side. So I want the text to be left aligned. And in the second row, I want the text to be right aligned since the image is in the right side. These are purely subjective. This depends totally upon what you want. You can have it your own way. All right. Then let's do some media queries. And below 768, let's increase the width of the W50 class because below 768 pixel we are not going to have the grid the way they are. Below 768 pixel the grid will be aligned in different rows. Alright, and let's align the boxes in different rows and in a single column. That is the flex direction to be column, and for that we are using the features grid row because this class has been used with both of the rows, that is the first row and the second row. So by referring to this class we can refer to both of the rows, and each row has d-flex-r class. Alright, let's see in the browser. So below 768 the first row is getting aligned, but for the second row we will have to do it explicitly. For the second row we have used the flex direction as row reverse. So for that second row we will have to define it explicitly. Alright, and also below 768 pixel when the grid is getting aligned into different rows, it is better to have the text center aligned. So let's do that. And this class is being used with the text of both the rows. Let's refresh, and they all are center aligned. So this completes this section of the video as well, and I'm going to see you in the next part. Thanks for watching.